like, how do you determine what you're going to do with the property when you find it? Are you cherry picking the ones you guys want to keep and then flipping and then wholesaling just the overflow, or what are you guys doing?
Yeah, we cherry pick everything. We try to see, can we turn this into a rental or an Airbnb and make that deal make sense? Like, that's our first thing we try to do. And then secondary, if those just don't make sense, if it's just too much money that would have to get stuck in a deal, we will fix and flip it. And then if we're just like, this is a bad area of town that we just don't want to hold in and we don't want to flip in, or maybe it's a little bit further out, our crews that are going to go work on the project don't really love driving to that area and kind of give us a hard time, we'll typically wholesale those. So we kind of look at it as, we're trying to buy and hold as much as we can, but if we can't do that, fix and flip to, save that capital to be able to invest in more buy and holds. And then otherwise, just anything that we don't want in our buy box, we're going to, sell that off. And, I think that's something that, people have to establish is like, what is your buy box? What will you buy and what will you not buy? So you're not just out there buying random stuff. Cause that's something that we've really got down over the last, 6-12 months, is creating that buy box of what we actually want to be holding in our portfolio versus, selling off to other buyers.
You know what? That's such a good point you bring up there too. Like me, I only invest in one zip code. Like I know exactly what I'm looking for, and that's all I want to own. Like, so people, whenever you're getting into it, figure out what you want and then try to build that portfolio versus just taking everything. Cause then you're just going to have a whole bunch of stuff, like a whole bunch of properties. Some might be in the ghettos, some might be in nice areas. Like pick what you want.
Yeah. And that's what we started with, is we just would buy it, anything that we could to hold on to. And as we worked through that, we started learning, okay, some of these properties and these a little bit nicer zip codes, our collection of rents do better. Typically we don't have tenants that are, thrashing our properties as much, and just overall appreciation is, better in some of those areas. So, I don't want to act like we were super smart in doing that from the beginning. It was kind of like banging our head on the wall of some bad tenants and bad property situations. And okay, let's sell that and roll those funds into a deal that's in a better area where it's going to make more sense. And so, now we've kind of gotten into more of our sweet spot of what we want.
Yeah. I don't know if it's anything like Pittsburgh, like up here, say in a nice neighborhood, we'll get like $1,400 a month rent. And then you can buy a property up here for like 20 grand in a ghetto that will pull like $1,000 a month rent. But
so that sounds good.
It's not, it sounds great, except that $30,000 property in 20 years is still worth 30 grand. So it's kicking you off cash flow. But yeah, like you're saying, like the tenant issues and everything, it's just freaking nightmares.
Oh yeah. So for us, one of those things that we used to buy more of was manufactured and mobile homes only on owned land. We want to make sure they owned the land. And the reason being is they cash flow really well. We would buy some of those on creative finance terms where, we're maybe making a payment of like $400 a month and we're renting it for $1,200, $1,400. And it's like the cash flow is great. But the thing that we've learned, and so we still have a few of those left, is they have a lot of finicky things that happen, like manufactured mobile homes, like just stuff's always breaking in those, is, just one of the things. And it's like, it sounds really good on paper, but the quality of tenants and then the, actual construction of those types of properties aren't always the best either.